Past Obligation says, how's life in Angeles City? Currently in Cebu, planning on renting a house here, but I just want to see how Angeles City is before I sign anything. I'm not interested in any paid lady fun activities. I enjoy swimming, working out, don't mind going 2 hours to the beach, playing World of Warcraft, and managing my online business. Note, I'm 28 years old, no interest in clubbing or parties. Just not that type of man. Monthly budget up to 100,000 to 200,000 pesos for a house. It's just the houses in Angeles City look so much more modern, Western, and they have great pools and large lawns. Reminds me of Florida. Edit. Another big hobby of mine is traveling. Nice since Clark Airport is right there. And the northern half of the island Manila is rather nice. I am curious to see what others think between Angeles City and Cebu City. Consistent Towel says, you're thinking more Clark versus Angeles, as I haven't seen these gorgeous places in Angeles you speak of, but I have in Clark. As Florida boy myself, that's the vibe that Clark gives. Subject Nature responds, right, I live in that region of Luzon. What you are talking about is pretty much any gated high-end subdivision near a larger city. I'm sure you could find the same around Cebu somewhere. If you get away from that bubble the Philippines is, the Philippines, and the further you go to more Filipino it gets. It's not complaint. I live in the Providence, and I like it here. But I wouldn't mind a gated community with a little larger road. Sis Pimp says, I personally like Balibago, Angeles. I live half of the year here. I stay about 1 kilometer from the bars and 1.5 kilometer from SM Clark, which I consider walking distance. I have a 2-story, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouse for 30,000 a month, 30,000 pesos. But across the street are half-bedroom flats for 15,000 a month. I like my place much better. The girlfriend compares my place to a nice place in Dubai. Before her, woman I met would come back over just to hang out and watch Netflix and be comfortable. I like my neighborhood and neighbors. I wake up to kids playing and laughing sometimes, roosters always. My neighbors have businesses and stores, laundromat for my bed covers and quilts, fresh bread and eggs, vape store, cigs and booze are on the next block or next door. SM Clark has department stores, have all the electronics and couches and comforts I need. If I want some social life, me and the girlfriend go to ABC Hotel, and it has a nice rooftop bar with good food, cigars, and fire dancing shows on some nights, and I can talk to fellow travelers. Or I do the Cocomos on walking Red Street and get chicken tacos and watch the freelancers pick up guys. Of course, there are always the plentiful girls' bars, but that gets old and expensive pretty fast. The biggest downside is the sound of trikes going down the street in front of my apartment, but I have a bedroom at the back so I don't hear it when I sleep. They just fixed the sidewalks on the main street Don Hueco so I don't have to dodge boulders amid the traffic anymore. The other downside is the lack of green things. I'm from Georgia, USA, so I'm used to forest and grass. There is only one smallish green park here by SM Clark. I planted a garden in my courtyard like the rest of my neighbors just so I have green things around me. You only hear loud karaoke at 3 a.m. sometimes. LMAO. It's relatively safe. I walk to 7-Eleven about half a kilometer around 2 to 3 a.m. all the time, with only the occasional barking dog to worry about. I really like it here, largely because of my nice neighbors. I feel welcomed. I'm sharing this story to help men decide where they want to move if they absolutely have to live in the Philippines. We've talked many times about the downsides. Sometimes it's good to help people, and which is the point of this entire channel. So if I can help people by sharing other stories, even though I don't experience them, I can still share them. Another person by the name of One Bang Man says, I'm in Angeles City. In terms of things to do, I personally don't find much. I play some sports at the weekend and mainly just hang out with my in-laws' partner's family. That's not to say I don't like the place. It's always very vibrant and you make what you want from it. I'm a massive foodie, so I always go out to eat, and there's barely been a place where I haven't enjoyed the food. Of course, there's the bars, and don't get me wrong, as a typical English berry like me, I love my drink, but I don't tend to indulge in it as much here. 200,000 pesos here is plenty. I've seen four-bed houses in nice subdivision rent for like 40 to 60K. I barely manage to spend my 70K a month here. However, I don't pay rent. And you've hit the nail on the head. Travel 1 to 2 hours west, you hit the beaches. Manila is 1 hour down the NLEX, and Clark is genuinely one of the best airports I've flown from, like Angeles so much just because of the accessibility to other places. If you ever come hit me up, 25 years old, up for almost anything. It just gets gay from there. Virtual Beyond says, if you're into drinking, ladies in clubs, then Angeles probably isn't for you. It's not like Subic Bay, where you'd have beaches, diving, and other activities nearby. Outside of Angeles, maybe Clark, but if you're a single guy, you might not enjoy it. I think it's more for marriage guys living in nice gated communities. Many people share their stories about Clark and Angeles City. If you live in any of these two, perhaps you can write your living experience also, so we can help people choose between Cebu or Angeles or Clark. Witty has a different opinion, says, zero reasons to live there if you're not interested in paid lady fun activities. It's a shithole with few redeeming features. The affordable Western style housing you mentioned is probably the only real upside compared to elsewhere in the Philippines. Everyone's saying good things about it or just saying them because it's socially unacceptable to say they like it because of the hookers. But if the hookers were gone tomorrow, they would be too. Precisely. Another spider fly agrees by saying, I won't argue the paid lady stuff with you because it's definitely there. My now wife lived there for a while before moving to the States with me. I wonder what she was doing. During my time in the area, I didn't mind it. I was staying there to see her and as a home base to jump to Pinatubo, Manila, and places in the North Mountains. As a side, if the plan is to install that train or whatever comes to fruition, I think Angeles Clark is going to explode. It'll probably be larger than most expensive real estate than Manila at some point. They've already done the airport, right? With that, if anyone wants to make money, now would be the time to buy. Establish some roots. Yes, of course, why not buy property in the Philippines? I'm sure that will end well. How many people have shared their nightmare stories of never getting what they paid for, getting a key or turnover unit 10 years later after purchase? Buying a house or condo in the Philippines has to be one of the stupidest things anyone could ever do. Do not let others tell you otherwise. It's complete garbage. Do not put money in the Philippines. Never invest any amount of money you can't simply walk away from. Same with the women, same with the house, same with the rent, same with any activity, appliance, furniture, anything you buy. Be ready and willing to simply walk away from it if the time comes, because you never know how this country will treat you, how the people will treat you, how they will lie and say you did something so you are on record and the police will come after you. Now, the best comment from yesterday is from Grim. Social media in general has ruined women around the world, in which someone responds, another Filipino indirectly, implying that this problem happens everywhere else. Deal with it, ideas presented on the video rather than attempt to make it seem like the topic is not valid and very significant to reality of the Philippine society. Learn to refrain from posting such very defensive comments devoid of reason. That's all. The worst comment is from Jerry. Filipinas have hard lives. So many men aren't deadbeats and women have to work to provide. Their lives are miserable and social media as a whole, they have really, some of what you say contradicts itself. However, I believe you're trying to say because their lives are hard, social media is an escape from the situation they are in. Although I cannot disagree with that, I do disagree with the idea of using social media to better your life since it provides no value. People don't understand to actually make money from TikTok is nearly impossible, especially in the Philippines. Very, very few people make any sort of actual cash from that app. You'll be surprised how many millions you need just to get $1 or $2. Thanks for watching. God bless.